Paul Johnson says there were no warning signs when his blood pressure skyrocketed into dangerous territory.
I think the highest initial values that I can remember my blood pressure being were 185, maybe 190 over 95, and yes, that worried me a great deal.
The American Heart Association says normal blood pressure is 120 over 80. If your blood vessels are narrow, it's harder for blood to flow through them, and the pressure against the walls of your vessels increases. This causes high blood pressure. Hypertension has no symptoms, but it can lead to a heart attack. Johnson was one of nearly 800 adults who participated in a study led by Dr. Beverly Green in Seattle, Washington. All the participants had high blood pressure. Dr. Green wanted to see if monitoring blood pressure at home, combined with staying in contact with a pharmacist by email, could help bring hypertension under control. It did.
We proved in this trial that you can actually use web communications, that patients don't have to come in, they can use the internet.
Dr. Green divided the patients into 3 groups. One had their blood pressure monitored in the doctor's office. She gave 2 groups a blood pressure monitor so they could check their blood pressure at home. One of those groups was also in regular internet contact with a pharmacist, who was an intermediary between the patient and the doctor. Pharmacist Danette Fueling said the email contact made communication easier, and the feedback from the pharmacist seemed to help.
When we do ask patients to work on exercise or diet or make a change in their medication, they were able to see that it did have a positive influence.
When the study ended, more than half the patients with a home monitor and email contact with the pharmacist had their blood pressure under control. They did much better than the other 2 groups. Dr. Green says 2 things stand out. One is that patient involvement and regular contact with a caring professional can help patients improve their health, even if their blood pressure is very high.
Patients with more severe hypertension are typically very hard to control, and actually they did the best.
Dr. Green says another thing that helped was monitoring blood pressure on a regular basis. It helped the doctors manage the patient's medications.
When you go into the doctor's office, you only get 1 or 2 readings, and that may not be your usual blood pressure.
The study showed that the internet can provide patients with a huge advantage. Contacting a care provider by email is more convenient than visiting a doctor's office. The patients reported that personal contact helped the most in improving their health. Carol Pearson, VOA News.